Hey, so we just got out of seeing Champions, which is the Regal Mystery Monday movie, early release sneak preview. I'm not quite sure what they're titling it as. It's starring Woody Harrelson and Kaitlin Olson, directed by Bobby Farrelly, which this appears to be his penance for movies like Something About Mary, which was funny in its time, but obviously there's some very problematic elements. So a couple things about me. First off, I'm like the Grinch. My heart is two sizes too small. I generally don't feel things at a lot of these movies. I get the cliches. I get what they're trying to do. I can appreciate it, um, but it doesn't really move me much. The second thing is that I have a very soft spot for individuals with disabilities. Um, particularly those that are represented in this movie. And, unfortunately, what we've seen in film and in Hollywood is that these individuals are not represented very well. It's a population that is still exploited, and they don't get the opportunity to shine like they should. We see neurotypical actors and actresses that are looking for an Oscar that will play an individual with a disabilities, or we see a movie like The Ringer, which is just really offensive and exploitative. And so, starting this movie when I didn't know at all what it was, I didn't even know obviously what the movie was going to be. Um, so when it first came up and I saw Woody Harrelson, who, by the way, it's kind of strange that from Cheers, he's pretty much the only one we hear or see anymore. I mean, Ted Danson had some, decent career in television, but Woody Harrelson has become a real movie star. Um, and so, when I saw that come up and I saw individuals with Down syndrome, I was nervous because it can go wrong very quickly. And then it starts out, and he is a coach who is on the outs, and he had a promising college career that was cut short because of his temper, and all I could think of was, okay, this is going to be a Big Shot from the Disney Plus show, which had a great first season, fell off in the second season, but that's a different story. I thought this was going to be that same thing, but now with individuals with disabilities. And it wasn't. It was a very moving and pleasant film. And even though, we had some movie stars in this, Ernie Hudson, who, by the way, is the best Ghostbuster, all the rest of them, aside from Harold Ramis, who, unfortunately isn't here anymore, are kind of assholes. So, uh, good on Ernie Hudson, and Cheech Marin is in this. But the real stars of this film is the team. It's the individuals around him, and it's a good journey showing, Woody Harrelson starting out being, what do I call them if I can't use the R word? And the judge, who I thought it was going to be sort of a Mighty Duck scenario where he gets himself into trouble and then he has to coach this lovable band of misfits and he brings them to the championship and yada yada yada. But it hit the mark. The script, the dialogue, the way that the individuals acted, there was nothing that was just making fun of them because of disabilities. It was just celebrating them as people and overcoming. There's a whole moving scene of him talking about them being champions as, he's come alive and come around to them. And of course, it's change of heart. You can see where a lot of this film is going, but it does it very, very well. That I never felt like it was gimmicky. I never felt like it was cheap. I have never wanted an individual. It's okay. It's Disney, right? I never wanted an individual to make that last shot more than I wanted the team to make it in this film. But not going to give anything away. It's fantastic. It really did. It hit the mark. I thought it was powerful. The one thing that I would say that I didn't really like was at one point when they're playing the kind of the play-in qualifier championship game, they play the Harlem Globetrotters theme song, which I thought was a little strange because this movie is really about how they are a real basketball team, about how they're putting effort in. And so we know that the Harlem Globetrotters are kind of a joke, right? So why make this big game a joke as well. I guess the message is that it was still just them having fun. It was still them just enjoying and appreciating where they were, which is huge. And I absolutely applaud them for that. I think that this was a great film. And just to see the way the individuals that are on the team react and work with each other, the way they talk to each other, even the discussions about group homes. There's small things like when they take a shot and they miss and they just shoot again. And the ball that they missed with might go rolling out into the hallway. And it isn't like this perfect setup shot. It's great. And how they choreographed those basketball games, I can't imagine the work it must have taken to get everything just right and the scores working. It's absolutely fantastic. Great film. I I would love to watch it again, and I'm pretty sure I will. This was a good film, and I highly recommend it. When it comes out, early March, I think it is. It's in a couple of weeks, so please go see it. If you are watching this later and have seen it, please let me know what you think. I would like to know people's thoughts on this. So I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I guess we'll see you after the next movie.